I did a cold LinkedIn message to the partner of the team, and I just said, "Hi, are you looking to hire? This is my CV. Let's talk." And to my surprise, the partner wrote back the next morning, and 2 days later, I had an interview with them.
A B school life looks very different when there are people coming in from different parts of the world. They not only bring different ideas, but carry a legacy of culture, consumer habits, societal norms, and much more to the class. One such vibrant B school in Asia is the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology Business School. I today have 3 alumni members from this very B school. Varun, Preksha, and Jet are here with me, who work in marquee organizations like PwC, Citi, and Amazon currently, who will reflect upon their HKUST journey and life beyond. Hi guys, thank you very much for joining us today. That too from very different time zones. Just to begin our conversation, like how different was life in the East and the West when you came in here at HKUST? Was it difficult in the beginning to adjust?
I would say not too difficult. The fact that you've lived outside in another country and you've done that, you picked up your life and moved by yourself, that actually made a lot of things easier because you pick up certain life skills and you just the experience of being thrown out of your comfort zone, that really helped because I had done this before. So it made it a bit easier.
Right. From Varun, who was in London, to Jet, who was in Peru, working with ASUS after his bachelor's degree in Spanish. What was more fun, Jet, being closer home or exploring different territories, different countries that you were doing for this?
Well, it still depends. When I was like 20 something, I want to be far away from my family. So I went to South America. If I had a chance to go to India or Africa, I would take it. But right now, probably I need to be closer to my family, so China probably not a good option now. But right. Yeah, it depends on my age.
Lovely. Okay, from Jet we move to you, Preksha. Now let's understand your journey a little better here. You were a BCom graduate and a CA as well, and finance is something that you maybe have aced in your life so far. Was it during your KPMG days that you were working there that your interest towards that grew further?
No, I think it started from the time I was born, I would say. Because my entire family, I would say, it's in finance, either business or they are CAs. And like the conversations on the dining tables are also about stock markets and what's happening in the finance world.
Absolutely. Varun, in your case, why did you think that, to enhance that love, to make sure that you get better opportunities, HKUST would be an ideal place for you?
Okay, so I think one of the drawing points to HKUST was that we have a network of exchange programs with business schools around the world. So I think there are 30 or 40 schools. So the cool thing was that you could do 1 year in Hong Kong and 6 months or so in another country. Now, it's unfortunate that COVID kind of messed up that plan. But I was planning to be in Berkeley, California for my 6 months. And that would give me the chance to recruit for consulting in both the US as well as Hong Kong.
And what was life in general at campus?
Life on campus, first of all, the HKUST campus is by the ocean. It's on a hill, so it's a very scenic place. We basically we all lived in one tower and in like apartment blocks. So it was, quite a fun experience to all be living together, and we had a good view, and that way, enough opportunities to socialize and party together and study together and all of that.
All right, Preksha, I'll move to you now. Have started working at your firm at the age of 19, right? And finance is something that you have learned from your childhood, right?
Yeah.
So what difference did you feel was there at HKUST when you were learning finance?
India was more like in India bubble, I would say. And outside in Hong Kong, it's a global bubble that we have. We just don't focus on China or India or Hong Kong particularly. We focus on all over the place. So I would say there are two parts of this question. There were definitely some of the things which are common worldwide and which I could apply over here. But then there were also some of the things that I had to unlearn so that I can learn it in a global standard way. I still remember that we participated in one of the case competitions. It was organized by, it was co-sponsored by UBS Bank, and we had to apply all our finance knowledge, but then from a very entrepreneurial point of view. And we had to put up an idea for the bank where we had to target some of the population which has never gone to a bank, and we had to use that thing. So it was questioning each and every element that we have learned till date, that why do we do these things, and then also applying a lot of other things that we have in MBA, like marketing and everything, to understand and to finally apply. So it was I think altogether a different experience. More than finance, it was why do we do that and how to apply that thing basically, and a lot of questions were answered. So it was
Absolutely. Absolutely. Varun, I would like to know a little bit more about the program at HKUST. You know, how industry ready do you think that program makes you?
I think one of the very cool things was throughout our classes, we had two types of professors. One was your classic academic professors, and one was your adjunct professors. And when you say adjunct, these are the people who have spent most of their careers in industry, and now once they've maybe made enough money or gotten bored, now they've come to teach. So they come with 20-25 years of experience in the consulting world, in the finance world, in the business world. And a lot of the learning is case-based. So you actually deal with real problems, and it's very discussion-based.
Let's talk about your present company where you're working, which is Amazon, for which you are, I think, situated right now in China.
Yeah.
Right. So tell us a little bit about the process as to how that Amazon, job happened. What exactly happened during the selection interview process? How did you get through, and were you hoping to get through?
So basically, it has 6 rounds. Basically it has 6 rounds. So 2 rounds of the HR about your behavior question, about goes through your resume to see your ability to fit the job or not. So everyone have to pass this 2 round HR interview. Then we have another 4 hours super day. So we have to interview with 4 different person in the same afternoon, probably last for 4 hours. Then from this round, everything around Amazon's 14 leadership. So we do have a leadership that all the company have to follow. So during the interview, the interviewee will ask you to, give an example about how can you demonstrate you have the ability to correspond to this leadership. So everything has to be a real case that happened to you before. As I'm interviewing some people right now for my boss, you can tell the difference when their story are true or not if you keep asking the question. It's pretty fun, actually.
So, Priksha, tell us a little bit about what exactly is the process around, getting a job from campus. What exactly happens after you're done with your program?
The idea is that our school, they allow us to interact with a lot of companies. There are a lot of companies which come for various virtual sessions or for various other sessions where they tell us about their companies, their work roles, and how MBAs are placed in their companies. So we definitely get a good idea, and it starts from the day when we join the B school, and we go through different sessions in terms of getting to know what companies are. Then we do interact with a couple of people from the companies, and then if things look good on both sides, even from our side, if we are interested in those companies, we again talk to more people, and I think that's the normal journey. We do networking, and that's how we finally end up with interviews, and after that the process is normal.
And what was your experience like, Varun? When you got to know that you will be working with PwC, what was the feeling like at that point in time, and how did you manage to crack through this particular company?
Yes, definitely, it was a great feeling to be able to crack it, because one challenge that we as Indians face in Hong Kong is a bit of a language barrier. Because if your client requires you to speak Mandarin or Cantonese, that means that there are fewer roles for purely English-speaking people. So I was always told that, it will be a challenge, So at the end, it worked out, which was very great. My process with PwC was, I would say, quite unusual because even though they keep posting a lot of things online, I feel like a lot of these big firms, by the time it goes from the inbox to HR to the hiring manager, it takes a bit of time. And I realized that, we don't have, you get a bit impatient after a point. And I did a cold LinkedIn message to the partner of the team. And I just said, hi, are you looking to hire? This is my CV, let's talk. And to my surprise, the partner wrote back the next morning, and 2 days later, I had an interview with them. And so it was basically 2 rounds with the senior manager, which were the technical rounds. One was a bit about getting to know me, about my experiences. Then there was a case which they asked me to prepare. So I had to spend a few days, prepare a presentation for them. And they kind of grilled me a bit on that. And then after that, it was basically HR rounds on negotiations, on salary, position, all of that. So for the experience overall was quite good, I think. And now I have taken a few interviews being on the inside. PwC at least likes to keep it fairly casual. They like to keep it informal. It's not a very sort of stressful round. Obviously, they will test you out, but in a friendly way. So, that way it was good.
Somebody who's interested in making a career in sales and marketing, how apt a B school like HKUST is for them, and what are the kind of things that they should be keeping in mind, especially in the current trends and the market that we're living in?
I would say sales, there are fewer hard skills compared to other industry. I would say this compared to finance, compared to engineering. So I would say it's more about people skill. So from my experience, if you want to start your career as a sales, you have to enjoy dealing with people. It's the first thing, most important thing. You have to enjoy to have conversation with your client, to know the different people. And the second thing is because sales doesn't have that much hard skills, right? Probably it depends, but I think just take the most difficult industry like medicine industry, like if you spend 2 or 3 years, you can understand basically all the important terms within that industry. Probably you do understand already. So, but the world, the market changed a lot. What you learn in the first 2 years, 3 years cannot support you to last for the entire career. That's the second thing you have to keep in mind. You have to be updated every day. You have to know the market more clear day. Like day after day, you have to be more clear about your client, about the market. Just be curious about everything, what happened in the world. Because every tiny change can change your client and change how you deal with your client. So the most important thing, I think.
Absolutely. Varun, a lot of traveling is part of a consultant's life, let's say that. How is the Asian market treating you? How extensively are you working in, and how much in love are you with your job right now?
So far, it's been obviously no travel. We visit local clients here, but for the Chinese and other international clients, still everything is Zoom. It's just, I think it'll take a bit of time for us to snap out of this lull. But yes, otherwise, I think the job is going well. There's been good exposure. I think being in a firm like PwC, it's still a very international office once you're inside. You do see a lot of people from different parts of the world. Of course, there's predominantly Hong Kong Chinese, but yes, there are Indians, there are Europeans, there are Americans. And even in the leadership, I've seen Indian partners, multiple Indian partners. I've seen multiple American, British. It's a British firm, so of course, there's mostly British partners. But yes, it's fairly multicultural, and I think you can make your own niche and draw your own path because while you don't speak the local language, being India and English being our, in a way, first language, we have that benefit. And, I can, when it comes to working with international clients, then I'm the first one they call because I know that they know that I can deal with that in a more comfortable way. So I think it's all about finding your path, being hopefully in a team that values you for what you bring. And there is opportunity to be found. It's just about searching and finding what you get.
Right. And how are things looking for you, Preksha? You have joined City as a financial management associate. You're working there for a few months, I think.
So I think I'm actually right now I'm very happy with the position I'm in, because this is just the starting point for me, and we'll be having multiple rotations. That's the part of the program. So we'll be having six months rotations in different countries and in different roles that we'll be doing. So the exposure that we'll be getting, it would be much more than work. For now, I think the next 1.5 2 years that I have, I think my focus would be more on learning and making the right decisions, because those decisions are going to be impacting the next 20 30 years of my life.
Okay, my last question to all three of you is, what would be your advice to students who are looking at this video and who want to have like a stellar career that you guys have built for yourself after completing your program?
Okay, I think my only advice to all the people who want to have MBA is to be adaptable, because I know everyone will come to MBA with a very ultimate goal you want to achieve. But during the MBA process, you will find out there's so many things gonna change your goals, and in the end, we have to accept all the changes. So my only advice: be adaptable. It's very good to have a goal and you consist to chase for your goal. But sometimes when something happens, maybe it's a changing point of your career, and it probably is another opportunity for you to embrace the change. That's the only thing I think.
Try to speak to a few people, understand what it is like to live in Hong Kong, because especially compared to India, there's a lot of things which are different. Many things good, some things not so good. Sure, we will get past COVID and things will become normal, but the city has a lot to offer. There's a lot of opportunity there. It's a very fun, vibrant city. Come with an open mind. Be ready for interesting experiences. Be pushed a bit out of your comfort zone, because yes, many things will be quite different, from the food to the sizes of your house, to the amount of rent that you will pay, to the amount of money that you will earn. So there's a lot of things change, but come with an open mind. Speak to people, understand what it's about, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
I think it's important to have one or two people who are like your mentors over here, who can actually guide you in the situation, because sometimes you might get drifted apart from the decisions or you might feel lost. So this thing really helped. One of the things that I feel that I did wrong was, don't stress too much about the end part or the end goal. That's an experience that's going to stay with you for your lifetime. And 1.5 2 years that you get, it's one of the most memorable experience. It's a break from your career, so don't forget to enjoy that part, I would say.
I agree with that.
Absolutely. I agree completely with what Preksha, Varun and Jet said about their experiences. And if you also want to experience a vibrant cultural life at HKUST and want to know more about the institute, there's a link in the description that you can check out. Thank you very much for sharing your experiences. And I hope that you got to relive your 2 years that you have spent at a country which is foreign to you, which you have adapted to, and right now making your career in. Thank you very much.